Hey Ed and Donna, I am in Shipyard. I just showed a property here for some other people, so I thought I'd take a second to film. This is Shipmaster that I mentioned to you. This is where I spent most of my growing up years. Actually, I'll show you the unit right now. Number 1104 right there with the flag. These were built in the early 70s, so they have a little bit more of that early American Hilton Head feel that I talk about all the time. Whereas Evian were built, I believe, in the 80s, and they're stucco, and they have a little bit more of a European flavor to them. But Shipmaster, excuse me, have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom villas. And you know, you might be just as happy with a 2-bedroom unit. They're spacious. I'm gonna look up and see if there's anyone that I can get into. This is just so you know, that's the, like, where you pick up your mail, the mailbox. There's one tennis court here and one pool in Shipmaster that you would use. I'll have to double check the regime fees for you, but Shipyard POA is $995 a year. And then you've got access to the beach, and you've got Vandermeer Tennis Center, which is a public tennis center. You don't join, you don't have to be a member. There is no membership. Anybody can come and play, but I believe as a Shipyard resident you get discounts on usage, and that would be the same thing for the golf club. And just as a little info for you, my mother in the 70s worked at the golf course. She was she ran the snack shop and she also worked at the tennis club. And my brother and I were big tennis players, my brother being more the tennis player than I, and he was and still is a very, very good tennis player. We grew up playing tournaments, you know, as kids across the state of South Carolina. I really just went along for the ride because my brother did it. I'd made a point of losing in the first round so I could flirt with the boys for the rest of the weekend while my brother won the tournaments. This is the, well, you can't see it for all the foliage, but the tennis court is right in there, the Shipmaster tennis court. My brother and I racked up some hours on that court right there. Anyway, I'm trying to get you a good film of this. And then the other thing about Shipyard, in contrast to what I told you about Sea Pines, is that you really don't have the same kinds of amenities in Shipyard as you do in Sea Pines. But what that means is that whereas in Sea Pines the general public can pay $10 to go into Sea Pines and use the amenities and well, some of the amenities, shops and restaurants and that sort of thing. Shipyard doesn't really have shops and restaurants. In fact, they don't. So this is much more of a private area. It is short-term rentable, so you do have vacation rentals in the summertime, but you don't have as much traffic. In fact, you can probably see that just as I'm filming. This is the main drive. This is Shipyard Drive. I drove you through Shipmaster, and now I'm heading towards the beach. This here is Tennis Master. I love the idea of Tennis Master. Those would work for you. A 2-bedroom though in Tennis Master or Shipyard. The bedrooms are going to be on the 2nd floor. Evian, the 2-bedroom floor plan, there is a 2-bedroom floor plan that is flat In other words, the bedrooms are on the first floor. I'm coming to, this is Vandermeer Tennis Center, Shipyard Tennis Resort. So another story about before it was Vandermeer, it was just called the Shipyard Racket Club. And back in the 70s, Yvonne Goolagong was the touring pro. And because my mother worked here and my brother and I were avid tennis players, we were friends with Yvonne and her husband Roger. And they would come over for barbecues and we would go over to their house for things. And we were friends with Wimbledon winner, US Open winner, Yvonne Goolagong. That right there, that treehouse thing is where the like CBS or whoever would film on the main court at Shipyard. This is sort of where this is. Oh, that tree has gotten so big that what do you call it? Magnolia. The COVID brain fog is real. I can't think of the word for anything. Anyway, this is the entrance to Vandermeer. Vandermeer. And if you just go straight, the clubhouse is right there. There's, I don't know how many courts here, but 35 maybe. That court right there, actually, my brother played tennis with Kenny Rogers on that court. Kenny Rogers being the country singer superstar. Came to Hilton Head in the 70s. He was doing it might have been the 80s, but he was doing a concert in Savannah. And so he was in Hilton Head and he showed up to the club and said, I want to play your best member. And so they called my brother. I think he was 12 at the time. I was 10. So we showed up, John and I. And Kenny Rogers laughed and said, you mean this kid is your best member? And they said, yes, he is. And so my brother whipped Kenny Rogers' butt and bought me a Coke. And I watched. Another one of my Hilton Head stories. I have so many. And then this is the Sonesta Hotel. This is the only hotel in Shipyard. It was originally built as a Marriott in 1983. It opened its doors. I watched it being built. I used to ride my bike down here to check it out. So you do have some public foot traffic for the hotel, for the tennis, and for the golf. But it's a nice hotel. It's got some large conference rooms that, you know, where they have conferences or local island events and whatnot. And I think I went to a prom or two in that hotel. These villas directly in front of me are called Beach Walk. They're the closest ones to the beach. They're not my favorite for you guys. There's something about them that they're just a little bit more vacation rental-y. You know what I mean? Now, we talk about Colonnade being close to the beach because there's a back path. This is the back path. You can't see it for all the trees, but it's there. If you take that path right there, it takes you to where Colonnade is. The fence right here is what separates Shipyard from Leamington, which is a non-short-term rentable area of Palmetto Dunes. Okay? So I'm gonna train the camera right back forward. This is the road to the beach. Oh, this is the listing agent. Gotta send him to voicemail. See rooms of the hotel right there to the right. And this is the Shipyard Beach Club. This is an oceanfront beach club venue. As an owner, you have the exclusive right to rent this out for special events. You can't really see the ocean from here anymore since they built this beach club. It used to be much smaller. They tore that one down and built a bigger venue. It's a nice venue, and that's the path right there that leads you to the beach. So you do have, oh, there's an event going on here today because here's the event truck. There might be a wedding or something going on. Anyway, you have all this parking here that you have access to as a Shipyard owner. So I'm gonna turn the camera off now and listen to the voicemail that I just got from the listing agent, because I'm hoping that I can get into that Avion unit and film that for you today. I'll keep you posted. All right, thanks guys, bye.